Good morning and welcome to our weekly live. This is Relationship Communications Weekly Live, and I'm Lisa DeToffel, your host. And today we're going to be talking about stop worrying about the people who are not worrying about you. It's part two to what I talked about last week. But before we dive into our topic, I want to share with you a few other things. So, for those of you that are joining us for the very first time, I'm the founder of Relationship Communications, where I coach and mentor established and aspiring professionals to create, grow, and scale their network. Relationship Communications is a weekly live tactical and practical show that we do every week, every Friday morning at the same time, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. So I hope you'll put that on your calendar and plan to join us every Friday morning at 10 a.m. And I would love to hear from you as well as you're coming in if you're joining me live. So say hello, tell me where you're coming in from. I would love to hear that in the comment section, okay? We are sponsored by Tiger Eye Solution. And at Tiger Eye Solution, we work with speakers, coaches, and professionals to help them grow their business so that they can enjoy being the CEO and do what they love to do within their business, their expertise area. And we do this virtually in our own and in our online community. So before we dive into our topic, I am going to introduce myself a little bit, but I also want to share that we are streaming live in different places. We're all over Facebook and, of course, on YouTube. If you are watching us on YouTube, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can be notified every time that we do go live. Like I said, we do this live every single week, every Friday morning at 10 a.m. So I hope you can make plans to join us every week. We do have a different topic that we talk about. Today is a part two to the topic that we talked about last week. So again, as you're joining live, go ahead and say hello and let me know where you're coming in from. If you're watching this later, please do use hashtag replay to let me know that you're watching this at a later time. So tell you a little bit about myself. This was me over 5 years ago as a preschool teacher. This was the last classroom that I worked in back in 2018 when I first started my first business. And I loved working with the children. I taught them as much as they taught me. And I got to build relationships with the children and their families, because we have to stay in close contact with those families of those little ones too, to help them keep up to date with the progress on their child in the classroom, what they're learning, or maybe some issues they may be having or struggling, items they may be struggling with, or maybe they haven't determined their best way of learning, etc. So yeah, we keep in contact with the families as well. And there's different ways to teach children. There's different ways children learn. So you have to build those relationships and nurture those relationships that you build with those children and the parents or the family. So I learned to build relationships early on because I was a teacher for over 25 years. So I've been building relationships for a very, very long time, for decades even, right? So I brought that skill with me into my business and my Tiger Eye Solution, my virtual assistant business, and that's exactly my specialty area. I help you with relationship management and follow-up and maintain those relationships that you build and those new people that you meet, etc. Because those are very important and key pieces as a professional and a business owner, right? So this was me over 5 years ago, building those relationships with the students that was in that very last class that I worked in. Moving forward, in 2018, I did start my first business, Tiger Eye Solution. I took a training program and earned a certification. So I'm a certified virtual expert. But relationship building, again, was very, very important, even at that point in time as well. When you're first getting started, of course, you need to start networking and you need to start building relationships to help move your business forward, right? So I did a lot of that. And then, of course, after the pandemic hit in 2020, I decided to build a team for Tiger Eye Solution. And so now we currently have 11 virtual assistants on the Tiger Eye Solution team. We all specialize in different areas. So it's just based on what the client specifically needs for their specific business. And then, of course, this is my why. This is my family. My husband, Jeff, him and I will be celebrating an anniversary tomorrow. We've been married 7 years. My children, Caleb, Matthew, and Alyssa, and Abby, my daughter-in-law. And Caleb and Abby are the parents of these cute little twins you see here, JP and Hattie, who will be 8 months old next week. Oh my goodness, that's so hard to believe. They're growing so fast. But this is why I get up and do what I do every single day, is my family. And of course, helping my clients also is my passion. My why is to help support my family and be able to spend more time with my family, right? But also my passion is to work with the clients and help them in the areas where they need help so they can be successful as well. So let's dive into part 2 of stop worrying about people who aren't worried about you. What they think doesn't matter, right? So how am I going to make my day successful? Not how am I going to be successful? How am I going to make my day successful? Okay? You only need to focus on today. You need to take baby steps, one day at a time, right? In order to move your business forward and to be successful. So you only need to focus on today and what you have to do today. Then you need to do the same thing the next day, right? Or the next business day, the next day that you work. Like for me, today is Friday. I do not work weekends. So tomorrow and Sunday, my focus will be somewhere else. But today, before I am done working, I will write down at least 3 things I want to get done on Monday when I return to the office. That's what I do every single day. I write down 3 things, keep it right in front of me all day long. And those are the 3 things that I want to get completed on that specific day. Okay? So, like I said, focus on today and then do the same thing the next day. Think, how can I make a difference? Right? And it's not one and done. Right? There will be things come up that might make you doubt yourself. Right? I mean, I may have the confidence to do what I need to do today, but then when I get back to my office on Monday, maybe I'm tired from the weekend and I'm doubting, can I actually do these items? Or I got to do something else first, or, all those things that can come up. But yes, they may make you doubt yourself when that gibberish comes up in your head, right? But even when things are going well, and maybe you did get XYZ completed to move closer to your goal, but ABC also happened, right? So yeah, maybe you got your first 2 items completed, but then something happened to where you didn't get that 3rd item completed on that particular day, okay? When that ABC happens, it could set you back or a step or 2. But if you have your steps in order, then maybe you can add that 3rd thing to the next day. Yes, something came up and you didn't get that 3rd task completed. Just bump it up, bump it over to the next day. And maybe that'll be the first task you complete the next day, right? You take it one day at a time. This is different from failing, okay? This has nothing to do with failing. Maybe you just, like I said, add an extra step or add that extra task to the following day. And it makes a difference how you talk to yourself too. When those voices come up or when, ABC comes up and sets you back, it's important how you handle that, how you comprehend and deal with that. So think about this. I may not become a firefighter or a good business owner based on what my peers or others think. But most people attend a funeral based on the weather. I'm going to repeat that. I may not become a firefighter or a good business owner based on what my peers or others think. But most people attend a funeral service based on the weather? Right? Give that a little bit of thought. Let that kind of sink in for a moment. Hello, Mr. Robert Jordan. Thank you for coming in from Brooklyn, New York. So glad to have you here with me today. Okay, this is actually a game changer. I'm going to say that one more time because it can really be a game changer. I may not become a firefighter or a good business owner based on what my peers or others think. But most people attend a funeral based on the weather. Okay, that is a game changer, right? In other words, those people are not focused on you. They're focused on themselves. Yeah, they may give you your opinion, their opinion, I'm sorry. They may give you their opinion on you becoming a firefighter or a good business owner. But you should not base everything you do or your decision to become that firefighter on their opinion, right? That's basically what that's saying, because in the end, you're building your legacy, you're building your dream business, etc., right? And it's up to you to build it the way it needs to be built, not everybody else or what they think or what they think, how they think you should do it. What you think is important, how you think it should be done is important, okay? Because those people, once you're gone and you leave that legacy, they may or may not even attend your service. So in other words, they may not remember who you are after you're gone, right? So give that some thought. So like I said, this could be a game changer. All the people that you thought cared or you based your decisions on what they thought, they really wasn't in your corner like you thought they were, right? So they may be on a different path. You need to find your own path to get you to the success that you desire. Everybody's success is different. What I have in mind for my success could be different from yours. My business is different from yours. We all have a different business, or, you may be trying to make that decision if you want to become a firefighter or not. But what I think should not matter if you'd be a good firefighter or if you wouldn't. It's your passion. Do you have the passion to be a firefighter? You have to make that decision for yourself, not based on what I think or whoever else thinks, right? So, they're not in your corner. They're not on the same path that you're on. And they may or may not even attend your funeral once you're gone, right? So in other words, they don't care. And I know that's harsh, and that is really a tragedy, but it's true. It's truth, right? But like I said, don't take my opinion on whether you'd be a good firefighter or not. That's your decision to make. Maybe I don't know you well enough to even say whether you'd be a good firefighter or not, right? So you can't base big decisions such as that on what other people tell you, what they think, or the opinion they give you, etc. Okay? So when you start to listen to yourself and tune out what others think about you and have that self-talk each day about, what am I going to do today? What is the most important things I need to get completed today? Make that list, like I mentioned before, of the 3 items that you want to complete on that specific day. Then you will start seeing success. Will you be successful all the time and every single day? No, because we spoke of that too. You might get XYZ completed But ABC could happen, and that very last task on your list has to get bumped to the next day because something came up. Maybe a client or a customer contacts you and they're having an issue with something. Well, that's going to require your immediate attention, right? Because you need to help that client or customer with whatever issue they're having at that moment. So that's going to take up that time that you're supposed to be getting that third task completed. But that's also important for you to help that client or customer, right? So it's not that you're just forgetting about that last task altogether. You're not. It's just something else came up that needed your immediate attention you had to take care of. So therefore, you didn't have the time to complete that last task and you have to bump it to the next day, which is fine. That's completely fine. Someone's opinion of you does not have to become your reality. Absolutely. I totally agree with that. Absolutely. So sometimes you will know when you're doing something that will not impact your success. So choose to do it another time and stay focused today on what will move your success forward or meet that deadline you're trying to meet. Like I said, yes, you completed XYZ or maybe the first 2 tasks on your list. Then a client contacted you and said, could you please take care of this? Something happened and this is not correct. It needs to be corrected, whatever the case may be. And absolutely that needs your immediate attention. Because if client or customer needs you, that's exactly where you need to be and exactly what you need to be doing. So ABC happens. So you move that other task to the following day. And that's perfectly okay. Thank you. That's a great idea. Make a list of 3 things that needs to get done each and every day. Yes, that will help move you forward. Don't try to do everything all at once because that's going to get overwhelming for you and then possibly not done at all. Because some of us, if we get really overwhelmed, then we start trying to find other things to do. We go do the laundry, or we go do the dishes, or we call a friend, let's go have coffee. We try to distract ourselves, right? If we're trying to do too much and we get too overwhelmed with trying to do all the things. So it's an important rule of thumb not to try to do everything all at one time or all on the same day. Because ABC is going to happen. Usually on a daily basis, something is going to come up, whether it's a client or whether it's something else. If you have a team like I do, one of my team members could contact me and need my assistance with something. So it needs my attention right away. I might need to call them. I might need to get on a Zoom call with them, to take care of whatever the issue is at hand. But it definitely needs to be dealt with at that given time. So yes, it might take me away from one of the tasks that I had on my list to complete that day, but it's okay. Because helping them is also moving the needle forward, or helping a client, like I mentioned before, is also moving your needle forward. Because if you do move your attention to help a team member or help a client or whatever, what is that telling them? That they are important to you, right? You're not putting them off 2 or 3 hours or putting them off to the next day. You're stopping what you're doing right then and helping them with whatever they need help with. And that helps you look like the expert that you are, right? And whatever the expert area is that you're an expert in, yes, it is helping you be the expert and look like the expert that you are. Okay? So, also to create a successful business, please know it doesn't happen overnight. It does not. I started my first business over 5 years ago. Do you think within that first year, I was as successful as I am now? No, I wasn't. Now, did I have some success within that first year? Yeah, I did. But it was smaller successes compared to the successes I have today because I have been in business for over 5 years. It takes time. It really takes time. It does not happen overnight by any means. So that's the good news. Okay. You can be successful. However, it's not going to happen overnight. So don't expect it to happen that way. Okay. It's not something that happens to you. It's something you craft day by day, week by week. So by making that list of 3 things each and every day and completing what's on that list, whether you complete all 3 today or you complete 1 or 2 and bump the other one to the next day, you're still completing those tasks that need to get completed to move your business forward, to help your business become more successful, right? Like I said, within that first year, yeah, I was successful, but it was smaller successes compared to what the success that I've had today, right? Because I was just getting started in my business. There was a lot of things I didn't know. I do know now, but I didn't know then. So sometimes you don't know what you don't know, right? And you have to learn it along the way. So it's those baby steps, those day by day steps that helps move the needle forward to help you become more successful. Okay. So if you have just started your business, don't expect by the end of a year to have succeeded in every area and with everything. You want X amount of customers or X amount of clients. You may or may not get them within that first year. I didn't. That was not one of my successes within that first year. I had a number of how many clients I wanted to get within that first year, and I didn't achieve that goal. It was okay. I bumped it up to the next year and kept moving forward. It wasn't a fail. It was just I needed to keep working on it until I actually achieved it. Right? So think about that. So build your business according to what's in your heart. You're passionate about your business and what it is you do within your business, right? Or you wouldn't have started it. Okay? So focus on your passion or your why. A little bit of both is always good. I shared my why a while ago. It's my family. But my passion is helping my clients with their needs, helping them move their business forward. By me helping them move their business forward, I'm moving my business forward, right? But helping them become more successful, I'm becoming more successful. One day at a time. Because when we get new clients and whatever it is they're asking us to do, it ain't no, okay, one day we're going to do this and be done. It's an everyday process. Okay. Thank you. That's good stuff. Thank you for that. So build your business according to what is in your heart, what your passion is, not the stories that you're making up in your head or what other people think, what you're hearing from others, even other professionals. It doesn't necessarily have to be your friends and family telling you all the things. It could be other professionals as well that's maybe in your same industry or you've met them through some networking events or something. Yes, you can listen to their opinion, but you don't have to take it to heart. Be respectful to what they have to say and listen. But if it doesn't align with your goals to move your business forward and become more successful, then you don't have to take it to heart, right? So do listen carefully, because sometimes, yes, they may say good things that could be beneficial for you, but they're not always going to say good things. And some of it just may be their opinion. Like if you do want to become that firefighter and they tell you, oh no, you're not going to be a good firefighter, that's their opinion. Just like me, I can't tell you whether you are or are not going to be a good firefighter if I don't know you well enough to say that. Right? So by doing these things and these techniques, it will make you much happier and help move your business forward and be more successful. But like I said, it does not happen overnight. It does not. Thank you so much. Thank you, Robert, for joining me here live. If you're watching this later, please do use the hashtag replay. Let me know that you're watching this later. I hope these were some good tips for you to help you become more successful within your business. If you have any questions about anything I shared today, you can put them in the comments or send me a private message. I'll be happy to answer those for you. Have a great weekend, and I will see you again next Friday.